Hello, and welcome to Loving Me Creatively. I'm your host, artist, and self-love guru, Krishna Escobar. If you are new to this space, welcome. So excited to have you join our unique family here. This podcast is a place of contemplation and transformation, where we get to explore awakening the inner divine feminine within us all. In each episode, I love to start us off with a question of contemplation, something to get our mind twirling and our heart opening. I move into story time segment where I share with you my own healing journey. And I conclude with a beautiful meditation channeling the energy consciousness of one of my gem family. So welcome. Today's episode is going to be offering a little bit of a shifting structure to these podcasts. And as I've shared before, I've been utilizing my beautiful wild unknown tarot to offer guidance throughout, and so this is going to remain the same, but we're going to really be using story time to really talk about some of the current issues that are happening in the world, in our social world, in our internal world, and how there is a need for tapping into our healing and wellness. And this space is specifically meant to support this process. And in support of this new structure, I have decided to pull a card to support our theme and then a card to support the contemplation. So our themes for this episode are reflected in the Emperor card, which is card number 4 for those who are interested in numerology. And the Emperor represents the father energy, the sun, the fire, stability and protection. The second card that came out was the Daughter of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords in the typical tarot. And the Daughter of Swords represents insightfulness, observation of details, and honesty. The Daughter of Swords also has some energy to possibly become a bit spiteful and a bit judgmental when placed in a situation that is of challenge. And what I really love about these overarching themes is that we've just entered Leo season. And Leo season is quite interesting because it does represent the sun energy. So may we utilize the gorgeous energy of Leo. I'm a Leo rising, so I appreciate this energy greatly as we move into our episode today. Now, let's move into our contemplation. The tarot card that was pulled for this segment was the Moon card, which is number 18 in the deck. And the moon represents our need or a call to notice our triggers. And this represents the hidden unknowns and often associated with our hidden fears. What's really powerful about the moon card is that it brings to us the mysteries of the dream state. So I am super excited to utilize this energy for this podcast episode because as we move into Leo season and really grounded in what are my needs, how do I flourish, what are my creative gifts, how do I stand out, that leader Leo energy, that lion energy. And what's really beautiful and wonderful about the moon card and its ability to nudge us in the direction of addressing our hidden fears is that self-doubt is the number one element that which often blocks us from tapping into that Emperor, Father, fire energy, the clarity of the mind, taking actions based on stability, and really allowing regulation to take place. And with the moon card, we have the ability to regulate our emotions with self-awareness of the doubts that we may be holding, self-awareness in the wholeness of the self that is but a moment or a contemplation away from being activated. So the contemplation for us today with this moon card is to really tap into, how do we manifest our dreams? How do we awaken the wholeness of the self? How do we build self-awareness? And how do we do these with harmony and within a sense of freedom in the heart? Because the colonial reality has been real, and so many are living in a state of fear, a state of unknown fear, often not quite being fully aware that the toxic thoughts in the mind that feed into self-doubt, that the energies in the body that feel uncomfortable when we let our gifts shine, is to really tap into the wholeness of the self and the harmony within being free in the heart space. And in this space, Loving Me Creatively, I've shared lots of times. And if you have yet to hear some of the past episodes, I encourage you to take a listen in, because in order to love ourselves creatively is to step in to the unconscious realms that which have really placed areas of stagnation in our growth and evolution, and in our ability to really embodying the Daughter of Swords, being honest with ourselves. We all have areas of growth that are needed. However, those areas of growth do not mean, or do not have to mean rather, that we must master everything first before we can let our gifts shine. Instead, being insightful through observation of details, allowing us to really move beyond judgment of self, move beyond the harshnesses of the toxic narratives that might be embedded within the folds of our mind, to really let ourselves creatively maladapt, and allow the moon energy, the hidden unknowns, the mysteries of the dream state to be awakened, manifested through our dreams of the heart. And this is where imagination and creativity really bring strongly what is most important within the work of loving ourselves creatively. Because we're able to drift freely in the midnight air, as the moon card quote states, such a enticing quote that I quite love. So tapping in to those hidden truths, and this might require us to really tap in more deeply to the mysteries of the dream state, so that we might allow the subconscious to rise to our consciousness, so that we can notice our triggers. Because when we are in a process of self-awareness, of upgrading ourselves, when we are going through the transitional periods of transformation and growth, is for us to really tune into the mysteries. And as I've shared before many times, the mysteries, when we open our heart and really let love soothe the fears, we can look at the mysteries through a lens of curiosity versus a lens of fear, of uncertainty, that the uncertainty can be exciting when we allow love to soothe the fears, because there is a lot of healing, very deep ancestral DNA activation that needs to happen in order for us, not only on an individual level, but also on a collective level, to really move into our ascension process. And we are going through this at this time in the new earth. And so I thought it was beautiful that the themes were the Emperor and the Daughter of Swords. And really bringing in that stability of clarity of mind, allowing us to know that when we regulate our emotions with this moon card that really calls us to pay attention to, when we regulate our emotions, we're able to step into that very strong, stable, emperor-like attributes of ourselves, the fire energy, the sun, and really also being then with the stability, the having the capacity to move beyond the fears, because doubt doesn't make us feel comfortable. So we must address those elements so that we can step into this space and then be in the energy of that Daughter of Swords, where we can be insightful, we can pay attention to the details, and really being able to touch on those things. So in a wrapping up of a thought, or the thoughts of contemplation for this episode, this segment, is to consider, how do you allow your creativity and imagination to bring forth the mysteries of the subconscious mind? How do you tap into the mysteries of the dream state? How are you stepping into noticing your triggers and hidden fears? Where are you in that journey? Contemplation of where you are in the journey is not meant to be seen or felt through any lens of shaming or judgment, because we all have our own divine timing. Rather, it is only a place of curiosity. So our contemplation questions must be heard and then activated within the heart before we speak, through a lens of kindness, self-compassion, and self-love. And if you are new to my work, I encourage you to take a listen. On YouTube, I have my part 1 of the New Earth and New Love series, Building Self-Love, for free. It is available for your streaming pleasure on YouTube. Can also be received through a private link via email, so you can always connect with me at Self Love Creatives, or on my website, selflovecreatives.com, to get any details about that or about any of the other service and offerings that I offer. Story time. And for this episode, I think I want to share a little of my own healing journey, and really tapping into the energy that's being shared here with the fire energy of the Emperor, and really the idea of being stable, clarity of the mind, and the moon, noticing our triggers. In my self-love journey, and in really activating repair to my DNA and addressing karmic loops that no longer served my highest good, or where I've been able to really move past those lessons, and then with intentional work purging those energies, is to notice our hidden fears. And I want to share a story about my own recent noticing of my triggers, and how, when having more clarity of the mind with the regulating of emotions through self-awareness, has really brought a lot of stability and the fire energy of action to my life, because it meant that I was protecting my own energy myself, my own sanity, my own emotional regulation. I was providing protection through this process, through this healing journey process. Now, for many of you, you might be in a place in your journey where perhaps you are not fully clear about where your deepest traumas lie, deepest traumas within this lifespan. And perhaps some of you are very attuned to the traumas in your life, have been really diving into that in different arenas and different areas. I'm a trained psychologist and educator. And so I've gone through my own process of raising my intellectual awareness, really raising my awareness of how the psychological mind, the emotions, intersects with our cultural self, our physical world, and so on. And in my spiritual growth and my spiritual awareness and awakening, I've been able to really understand in more depth the idea of insightfulness and how the nuances of life actually provide a lot of information and begin to provide us directionality in our journey. But I share all that to say that we are all in a different timeline or timing of our timeline in our own karmic lessons, and understanding what our traumas are and how they are triggered and when we're being triggered even. As a developmentalist and behaviorist, I've studied the patterns of behavior and understand that we have this process that we go through. So in my journey, I've been able to understand and pinpoint that while I can describe different life experiences that were traumatic, I was able to hone in on core themes that were really at the center of my trauma. And for me, my traumas surround my relationship with the feminine, with the female. My traumas connect specifically to experiencing sexual abuse. But more than anything, the deepest trauma, those were experiences, and the themes were feelings of isolation and rejection. Isolation and rejection, because while I experienced sexual abuse, experiencing bullying much later in my life, because that was already an embedded reality of being oppressed, the bullying at that stage in my life, in my adolescent life, was pretty severe. And coupled with my family life, I didn't feel understood. I didn't feel included. And through various other life events, this same theme emerged, re-emerged, configured in different ways. My romantic life, friendship life, work life, my parenting. There are all these different dynamics that really needed me to address the core connection of family. The family that you create, the family that you're birthed into. The life experiences that inform your life perspective and life view. And how all of these nuances provide I'm getting the visual of a blanket. A blanket, not a house or a foundation, because the blanket can be moved, shifted with more ease than a strong foundation. And the reason why I'm getting this visual, I'm assuming, I guess I'm channeling right now on this podcast, is when our foundation has the ability to blend and receive new perspectives on its reality. It floats in the air like a flying kite, almost a flying carpet almost, if you will. And the visual I'm receiving is this blanket kind of being folded up and carried. So your foundation can be malleable. Why am I getting this message? This is going to be an interesting podcast. I've never channeled during this portion of the podcast. But let me get back to my story. I'm getting the message that this is my particular method that I've used as a resilient human being. And I like to say that we can all ignite our brilliant resilience. And so this is a beautiful reminder for me in this moment through this dialogue, in this storytelling session, that our resilience runs through in different experiences. And so I'm sharing with you mine. And I invite you to explore your own story about your brilliant resilience. And envisioning this foundation as a blanket, one that I picked up and carried with me. One that for a very long time continued to have those little spiky balls, those little pokeballs. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when you're at the park and you're in the grass and you get those little sticky balls that stick to your clothes. Some of those sticky balls were on my blanket that I picked up, my foundation, my malleable foundation, one that I continue to recreate. Understanding and noticing that fear of rejection and isolation creates a particular dynamic in the way that you begin to, because you go into survival mode, you begin to view and feel and perceive your world. And for me, my healing journey and noticing my triggers begins with me noticing and acknowledging the traumas, the themes of the traumas, not having to focus on the specific events. I'm not replaying the past. I'm not re-traumatizing myself. And this is why I've moved away from many westernized models of psychology, because it is through my understanding, my deeper awakening, by integrating the body-mind-soul complex to understand that we can activate our healing by activating healing in the very cells of our body without having to cause our mind to go through more distress, by putting ourselves back in the past to heal the present and move into the future. But having clarity of mind when we go into the depths of the moon energy and we notice when we're feeling something that doesn't feel good. Am I running away? Am I fighting? Am I in a state of dis-ease because of fear? Or is it intuition? Fear and instinct are two different things. And I really connect with the notion that instinct and intuition are of the same energy, the divine feminine. However, it is not the same and it does not represent fear. The momentary fear when we see a car coming towards us and we jump out of the way, that's instinct coming. An adrenaline rush, fear to the body, instinct to keep our human body safe. But are they instead hidden fears that are coming through to the surface, manifesting themselves in different ways, that we are then triggered and we get upset, we get angry, we're no longer in our peace, we're no longer in our bliss, we're no longer in our play. And noticing our triggers is super important. This is part of our maturing self. My work with children for so many years has taught me that it is a process. Very young children are very tapped in and tuned into instinct and intuition. If we really listen to their knowledge, we can learn a lot. Once children begin to have more of their human self and are able to begin to have social interactions with other humans, they begin to lose, unfortunately, part of that, and that can change if adults, us, we do our work now so that when we are rearing our children, they are not, unfortunately, getting the burden of our traumas unknowingly because they are still part of our unconscious mind. They're not even at our subconscious yet. And so me noticing my triggers has come in different waves and different times of my life. And more recently, in a dating relationship, there was some trigger in me related to having other energies share in the romance. And it was a polyamorous individual, and there was some triggers that occurred in me. And I had to really ask myself, because I've done a lot of work on myself, is my trigger coming from fear? And if so, why? Why is it bothering me that this person has so many other lovers, has so many other people that they're investing? Is it because that's not my situation? Even though perhaps I do lean in the polyamorous love realm, but also being very clear about what I'm actually wanting at this time in my life. And I am ready for a partner. And I am putting that out in the universe. And really asking myself, what are my triggers? Because my instinct from the fear, and I had to really tap into doing the contemplation, doing the meditation, doing the reflection to really ask myself, the fear is what? I'm going to be in love with this person, and one of their other loves is going to wind up winning more of their attention, and I'm not going to get my needs met. So I'm investing all my time, but I'm not going to get my needs met. Why do I feel that way? Isolation and rejection. I've experienced putting effort and then being isolated and rejected. And so I was afraid. And I had to really step into the self-love, loving myself creatively, maladapting to the fear, and really telling myself that I love myself and I know my value and I know my worth, and that if the alignment is for me and this person, that the universe and our energies will provide this to naturally unfold. And I noticed that every time the conversation would come up, the ego mind would get triggered. And so in the awakening process, the self-awareness of the wholeness, that I am not measured by how much someone else loves me, but how much I love myself, that I begin to love myself deeply, fully, wholly, that I realized that these triggers weren't even an issue. Because I want people that I love to feel loved by others. I want love, harmony, bliss, play to be abundant. There is no need for worry and fear in that place. When we move away from these ideas of lack mindset, and we really address those hidden fears and we do our work, we're able to notice those triggers much more quick. And as we allow the drifting freely of the energy of imagination and creativity to soothe our doubts and allow intuition and insightfulness to step in, we actually activate our dreams. We manifest our dreams because we change our reality. We change our reality from so many levels. And this is part of building a conscious lifestyle. And if you are interested in stepping in more intentfully, walking more purposefully towards your purpose, your unique purpose, activating your brilliant resilience, really awakening those gifts, I would love to work with you. Find out more about my programs, my leadership programs and accelerated healing programs that will be launching in October. I'm super excited. On my website, selflovecreatives.com. That was quite interesting, quite powerful messages. I received a lot of beautiful imagery. I thank you all for joining me and really supporting the sharing of these messages, because they are for us all. And that leads us to our third segment, where we get to tap into our healing and transformation through a guided meditation, where I activate our energy centers through the supporting guidance of our lovely gem family. Today, we're going to be utilizing the amazing energy of a purple fluorite oxyhydron. Super excited to tap into this energy today. If you own a fluorite, please bring it along. Even if it's not a purple fluorite, it's okay. It's beautiful because you will still be tapping into many of the beautiful elements of this gem, regardless. And as you do, find yourself a cozy place, get yourself comfortable, take a sip of water. Fluorite has many beautiful properties. It's associated with the heart, throat, and third eye chakra. It's connected with the zodiac Capricorn and Pisces. Its element is air and water, and its vibration is number 7. What's so beautiful about fluorite is that it not only supports protection and intellect, but also truth, and it supports our themes of clarity of the mind and honesty and the stability and protection of the Emperor card. Fluorite cleanses and stabilizes the aura, and it absorbs and neutralizes negative energy and stress. It's an excellent learning aid, increasing our powers of concentration, self-confidence, helping us making decisions. It encourages positivity and balances the energies, improving our balance and coordination both physically and mentally. And on an added boost, it offers support to our immune system, stimulating and regenerating our cells and DNA, particularly in the skin and respiratory tract, and it heals ulcers and wounds. Fluorite also strengthens bone tissue and alleviates rheumatism, arthritis, and spinal injuries. It improves the discomfort of shingles and other nerve-related pain. In addition, our purple fluorite has a vibration of the master number 77, yes, and it increases mystic visions and aids spiritual balance. It helps the intuition to connect to our rational mind. So isn't that so beautiful? It's always interesting how I choose the gems. I have a beautiful wine glass that I use for my gems, and they're all in there beautifully arranged. And I saw this oxyhydron here, and just kind of caught my eye, and decided to go ahead and check and see what energy was going to call me. And sure enough, eyes closed, this gem called me. So it was meant to be part of our transformation segment for today. Let us just get settled. Noticing your body. Noticing the breath. Breathing out the mouth. Noticing the air rise, filling your lung completely. Holding for a moment. Exhaling out the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the body, sinking into the floor where your body touches. And just noticing the breath come into the lung, expanding. Just start noticing the body. Noticing your breath as you breathe air into the lungs. Feel your chest rise, holding for a moment this life force. Breathing out naturally, comfortably. And as you settle your body, notice your toes. As they begin to feel relaxed, feel this calming energy rise up the body, feeling it in your deep root, in your core, tummy, chest, arms, all the way to your head. And notice yourself sink deeper to the ground beneath you. Feeling your body. Breathe in deeply, filling the whole lung, holding for 5 seconds. Breathing out the mouth. And no longer serves. Doing this again, breathing in deeply to the count of 5, holding for 5, breathing out the mouth, breathing in deeply again, this time. Breathing out with a sigh. Noticing your body sink deeper to the ground beneath you. Feeling your body in complete relaxation. Bring your attention to the air that which passes your throat, into the heart, into the chest. Feel this beautiful life force energy. Enter into the heart, bright and bright, flickering as you breathe in, tingling throughout the body as it shares information, energy, activating water codes, DNA. As you breathe in this beautiful energy, notice the parts of the body which light up brightly, and which parts of the body light up less brightly. Intentionally sending healing energy to the areas which need more light, more brightness, allowing any hidden truths or hidden fears to be washed away, allowing any illusions and delusions to pass through the heart so that truths may be spoken. Taking a deep breath of this beautiful life force energy, holding it for as long as possible. Breathing out slowly and naturally, feeling the heart expand. Feel this beautiful energy. Feel this beautiful energy. Concentrated in the heart, wash over you through the back, cleansing you, healing, sending healing vibrations to your auric fields this time. And as you breathe in, feeling this beautiful energy in the heart, notice its beautiful movements, tapping into the fire, the heart, the center, the source, the body. Much like the sun, notice this beautiful energy. Provide you a sense of protection and stability as you radiate this energy from the heart with each breath inhalation. Protective shield around you as you breathe in And breathe out your protection, your seed, your pod. That which allows you to be in a state of serenity, observing the details around, knowing you are safe, knowing there is nothing to fear in this space. All is well. And as you allow your inner wisdom to awaken and flourish within, feel this protection and feel the subtleties of the body. With love, search the body space. Like a scan, clarity of the mind, observe the details of the body, beginning wherever you are drawn. Breathing in the life force energy and then moving it through your body so that you may see any hidden areas, any mysteries of the space, allowing you to feel regulated emotionally and physically as you scan, trusting your intuition. From the heart, feel your energy move into these spaces with love. Be curious about these hidden spaces. And with honesty, and truths, allow our spiritual intelligence to be awakened at this time. As I gift you the mystical insights and visions of the shaman, may the vibration of 77 ruminate through your body and your mind, activating indigenous wisdoms, activating your higher self, and activating your third eye as you bring in energy, as you allow the energy to enter through your heart and your third eye at this time, feeling it enter, swirling through the body, illuminating any hidden spaces and gently embracing it with love, allowing these subconscious codes to rise to the subconscious levels at this time. As you notice your energy centers align, balanced, allow the energy of the moon card and the mysteries of the dream state to be awakened so that you may receive the messages needed that have been awakened through this process. Feeling your energy from the heart connected to the throat and to the third eye. Illuminate, bright, strong, powerful combination of three. May we allow it to open up our crown chakra at this time, feeling yourself and your energy spiral, Torah field around you as the energy enters, circles back through the feet and back around. And as you feel this energy surrounding you, providing you an upgrade of energy, feel yourself gently embraced by Mother Earth. Notice your unique relationship. Notice areas of strength and areas that she calls for you to invest more time in. Allow yourself to feel this energy radiating around your body, balancing your auric field as you remove unsubconscious fears, rationalizing the body through the mind's eye and allowing clarity to be provided from the higher self. Taking a deep breath of this energy, holding for as long as possible. Exhaling out the mouth. It no longer serves. Allowing your natural, insightful beauty to be magnified as you notice the beautiful colors surrounding you, part of your auric field. Noticing your unique boundaries. Noticing the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And as you notice this energy, allow your energy to come back into the heart space. Feel its brightness with each inhalation, sending extra healing energy to any places that might need it. As you feel the body, noticing the fingers as you bring yourself back to your conscious mind, to allow your body to adjust to this energetic shift. Noticing more confidence in the body. No higher level of consciousness is brought forth this time. Taking another deep breath of this energy as you flutter your eyelashes open and you exhale. Bringing your hands to your heart in reverence. I bow before your divinity as mine sees it in yours. Thank you so much for allowing me to provide you this energy healing session through this guided meditation. And thank you for joining me for this episode of Loving Me Creatively. I never know what's going to come through these episodes, and I never know what energy my gem family will provide, and that was quite beautiful. Quite magical. Thank you so much for taking the time to love yourself creatively. I wish you all the love and light, allowing you to activate your own psychic and insights that lie within the divine feminine within all. Join me next time, and if you are interested in diving more deeply into building a conscious lifestyle, accelerating your healing and wellness, if you really are ready to step into your purpose on purpose, let's stay connected. Please follow me at Self-Love Creatives on the gram. I'm also on Facebook, less often. And please follow me on my website, Self-Love Creatives. Sign up for the newsletter, where you get updates on all the new programs and services. I have several workshops that are very affordable, under $100 on my website, and a beautiful accelerated healing program that I am launching October 1st. Limited spaces available, and if you are interested, I have a very special grant offering $110 off that program. If you're interested, send me an email at selflovecreatives@gmail.com for the application. We'd love to have you join us. Until next time, my beautiful family.